Because you see, my friends, we are at the mercy of one of the 7 deadly sins, and that is gluttony. Welcome back, brothers. So in this video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. You see, I very recently did a 48-hour fast over the weekend. I wanted to share with you my experiences. I wanted to share with you why fasting is the answer to your every single problem. So let me begin by saying that we live in a culture predicated on abundance. We always think the answer to whatever challenge is currently facing us, the answer is brought about in addition, because I'm not working out as much as I should be, or I should be eating more salad and fruit and vegetables, or I should be adding cardio to my workout routine. And most of this is folly, and it's not just the things that are to do with our health in terms of our physical health, but also our mental health as well. We live in an environment where we are inundated by information. The screens are so readily abundant. Your phone, your tablet, your computer, laptop, all of it. There's too much. And fasting, I want you to think of fasting in the context of consciously refraining from using these devices and gorging on food. Because you see, my friends, we are at the mercy of one of the 7 deadly sins, and that is gluttony. We become very gluttonous. We become very sensitive to immediate gratification. We always want to indulge on our environment, and fasting gives us a window where we can help medicate that. Some of the benefits you'll get from fasting are numerous, namely reduced risk of diabetes, reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, improved endurance, improved strength, improved cognition, less brain fog. There are so many benefits, it's almost laughable. It's almost, well, unbelievable in some ways. And I really think this is a practice that many of you, if you are, again, beginning to be sensitive to the fact that, hey, my life isn't going in the direction I want it to move in, why you should consider a fasting practice. So I've been intermittent fasting for about 3 years now, and I can't even remember the last time I ate breakfast. But once you begin to cultivate and stretch this muscle of abstaining from food, you begin to realize that as human beings, we've been eating wrong for a very, very long time. Just take you back to our ancestors scavenging around for food. It could be weeks until you next ate a meal after you knocked down a deer or whatever the case may be. And again, just talking about that gluttonous culture we've become so we've been made so comfortable by. What I experienced over my 48 hours fast was very interesting. It's very curious to watch, almost as like a third party, on how your mind, what thoughts govern your mind and how your body reacts after being 48 hours without any kind of nutrition, without any kind of substance. I do want to mention a caveat: if you are interested in doing a 48-hour fast or fasting in general, that you should do your research. There are definitely some lessons learned in my personal experience. Namely, you want to adopt a ketogenic diet in lead up to longer fasts. The core principle to understand when you're going without food for a long period of time is that your body switches fuel sources from glucose to ketones, which is carbohydrates in sugary food. So your brain runs on glucose, on sugar, but you switch over after the body can no longer find glucose in the body from the food you eat to fat. And it uses this fat to transform it into ketones to nourish the brain and the other working tissue. So getting the body accustomed to fats and proteins is essential in your lead up to doing a long fast, because the body will have more of a familiarity with that fuel source. Okay, if you have a stodgy, potatoes, pasta, rice diet before you go on a before you go on a fasting spree, the body finds it very difficult to then start to make that transition to ketones. You want to be drinking salted water. I like pink Himalayan salt, as a lot of the fluids you lose also get rid of some of the electrolytes, which are essential for the brain. Sodium, potassium chloride, things of this nature. Good things to help blunt hunger, because after 48 hours of not eating food, you will get hungry. Apple cider vinegar. Would also recommend black coffee, no sugar. You can also drink tea as well, no sugar or additives. The key premise to understanding when you're fasting for a long period of time is you don't want to do anything that spikes your insulin levels. If you spike your insulin levels, you're cheating, you're not fasting, you're back in that state of metabolism. So I want to, and again, I'm just conscious of how long this video is, because I wanted to do something different and share with you some information that I feel would be useful, because like I prefaced, this practice has so many profound benefits. I'm actually writing a book on fasting at the moment, which I hope to be released just after Christmas. So again, if you're a returning subscriber, that will be available for you after Christmas, where again, I go into depth of the benefits, like those things I mentioned: reduce inflammation, reduce risk of long-term conditions like cancer and whatever the case, whatever the challenge is that presents it to you, with the various research. I'm coming correct in everything I do, so you are the scientists among you are very welcome to go and check the authority on some of my more bolder claims, and understanding that this comes from a place of personal development, of self-development. We're not only beginning to level up our physical health, but our mental health also, and also our spiritual health. Some of the experiences that happen inside you when you go from for a long period of time without food, without any kind of nourishment, can be akin to psychedelic experiences, I guess you could say. I believe it was Gandhi who said that what the eyes are for the outer world, the fast is for the inner world. So the fast is the eyes of the inner world, and you certainly become closer to a greater collective other when you begin to consciously refrain and see your carnal impulses, the impulses you have to eat, the impulses you have to your irrational thoughts about getting food. You see them as a separate entity. You see your thoughts and your feelings as separate from you, and you come to the understanding that you are a fragment of spirit, you are soul, and you are, again, just a small piece of this collective other. And that is, it's a surreal experience, not something you can put into words. It's only something you can, it's not a feeling, it's more of an experience. I'm beginning to ramble here, my friends, so I just want to conclude this video by saying, if you're very interested in learning a little bit more about fasting, you can subscribe to this channel, because I hope to hopefully give you some more information on how you can acclimate this and embed this into your life. If you would like more regular information, I have a Twitter handle at Masculine Theory. You can join via the link below. I'm sure there's going to be some information for you there. Get my free ebook on testosterone optimization, which is also in the link below, and look out for that fasting book coming early 2021. And my friends, if you enjoyed anything of what you've heard and seen today, then you can subscribe to me, and I will see you again very soon.